My laptop's playing up, it wouldn't do it then. There's a couple of topics I want to talk about that I don't think many people really talk about them, so I want to talk about them with my kind of thinking. As quite a few of us neurodivergent know, uh, we go off on tangents quite a bit, so I'm going to try and not go off on a tangent. I wanted to talk about how I manage the world and some methods that I've come up with. Um, and they do work for me actually. So they might not for you, but they work for me. So I don't know if I've talked about this, I do repeat myself as well quite often, but might be saying it in a different way, so that doesn't matter, does it? One of my techniques is what I call blinkered view of the world. So um, when I'm going about my day, I do a blinkered thing. So like horses have those things on the sides of their heads, so that when they're kind of in some situations, they're only seeing what's ahead of them to help them focus. And this is what I do mentally, because what I found, and not everybody's probably going to be able to do that, and please don't feel bad if you can't do that, because I mean it takes a bit of practice to do it, and I do deviate and I bring myself back. Um, but I practice being blinkered and focusing on what I need to do, because of so many different reasons I've found this works better for me emotionally, mentally, and productivity wise. It does work for me. Um, and what I found before I did my blinkered thing, I don't know what they call it, the horses, they have those things on the side. I think it's blinkered. What I did before then, I found focusing on my one tasks and things like that were very difficult. Really, really difficult. And one of my biggest, I must say, one of my biggest distresses was other people, um, because I'm hypersensitive to people's body language, words, and tone. I've said before, I'm very hypersensitive to that, judgments, everything like that. And their actions, even though they shouldn't have the power over me, I know that, but their actions are what stopped me from being me and doing the things I like to do and doing them well and enjoying them. They took all of the um, joy, positivity, everything out of what I did. Um, and judgment, being looked at, those sorts of things that I find very upsetting. So I learned this kind of blinkered way of doing things. And it's not impenetrable because I am human and neurodivergent. I absorb where I go. So I do remind myself when I notice I'm going off course to pull myself back on again. Because I kind of think, because of the over excesses of what I'm picking up around me, it kind of clouds what I'm doing. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to do this and start ignoring some of the things that are around me. So when a thought comes into my head, say like somebody, so I do some things, some activities, I do events sometimes, and what I get from neurodivergent and from neurotypical, it's not just neurotyp autistic, sorry, it can be neurodivergent. I get negativity, and because of many different reasons, their judgment of me. Why is she doing an event? Why is she doing this? So it's their judgments. You also get jealousy because I'm trying to do something. Some people find admiration for it, Some people are excited and want to join in. Some people get jealousy for it. Some people put a judgment on it that I'm trying to be somebody I'm not. And other people might put a judgment on. I haven't asked them what their judgments were about certain things yet. I mean, I might, maybe, but some people are honest, aren't they? They don't tell you why. But a judgment that I want to be somebody more than I am, that I'm trying to act like I'm better than them. You get all these really ridiculous, exhausting, I find pointless judgments when you try and do something. And it's not because, say, I want to stand out from the crowd, it's because I have something to say. A lot. And I feel that I like making a difference. I think we all like making a difference. We all want to do that. We want to do the right thing. But you get lots of judgments. And I found people will put their own spin on why I do things, label me with it. And I feel like, well, wouldn't it be better to chat to me and get to know me and know why I want to do the things I want to do rather than put your own inadequacies and things on me? Because that's not really very fair. You know, some people you just don't get on with. So it's like you've got this sort of thing, and that creates chaos for me. All that does. And the other thing I find as well is that when you're dealing with helping and supporting people, I want to help them best of my ability because being neurodivergent, I'm sure it spills to autistic, sorry, but being neurodivergent, we're hyper focused, we're quite passionate about what we care about. I want to stay focused for them as well, for the people I'm supporting and helping. So if they're having a really bad day or chaos is happening for them at that moment, I want to make sure that I'm strong and helpful as I can be and not get pulled into their emotions because it's easy for me to absorb and go in. So I keep this blinkered thing on and I actually mentally think about it. What have I got to do? So, right, I'm making a cake this morning. Cake. Forward. So there's lots of other things going on all around me, but my brain starts to wander off to think about that over there and I go, nope, come back. Cake. And then somebody over there, you know, I got a few things, people with their judgments recently and their cold shoulders and things like that. We don't like any of that, do we? And I can wander to start thinking about them and then I go, nope, nope, come back, cake. And the thing is, some things do need to be thought about. But when I want to focus on something, I do my blinker thing. I train my brain to think about the one thing. And for me, it does help. I don't mean repressing your feelings, and everything's got to fit what works for you. So sometimes I feel like, I'll allow time to think about some things because it needs to be felt through. You can't hide your feelings, you shouldn't repress them. They need to come out, because it's not healthy, is it? But also, is there an addiction to this feeling? Because quite a lot of us have had lots of emotional upset, people being unkind to us, and the fact that we absorb all that can trigger those past events. So, for me, I've worked through quite a few of those past events, and when something, so it's easy to become addicted to that thought process. So when I kind of find I go, where my brain starts to filter in some of these things, I do push them out and think, well, I'll think about you later because I want to concentrate on this right now. And also sometimes some things, just because somebody's in a bad mood, and these things really affect me, or used to. I mean, and they like not been nice to me, and they've sort of put on their judgments on me because I want to make a difference, and some people can be jealous when you do that sort of thing. Then really, that's not my issue. That's their issue. So if that's what they want to think about me, I need to leave them with those thoughts. And really, do I want to spend my time, my valuable time, which is the most valuable thing in life, one of the most valuable things in life, thinking about somebody who's got mixed up and not thinking of their own emotional health and what they're putting out into the world. So I wanted to talk about how I blinker myself and how I've trained myself to do it. I didn't do it overnight, but it's working for me now because I've done it. The more you do something, the better you get at it. and just don't beat yourself up when it's not working. Just try again and try again, and that's how it learns. You don't learn to ride a bike overnight, you know. All right, speak to you soon.